I'm Dr. Prabhat Dwivedi, Associate Professor, STEP HPTI, Kanpur, India. Today I'm going to discuss with you pair t-test. As you know, t-test was developed by William S. Gossett with his pseudonym student, and he mainly developed three kinds of t-tests: for one sample, for two sample, and pair t-test. I have already discussed with you one sample and two sample t-test. Today I am going to discuss with you pair t-test, which in fact compares means of the same sample obtained at different times, say 1 month, 1 year, 1 week. Sample is same, but same sample is observed 2 times, then 2 observations are compared in fact. So what pair t-test assumes, that we can understand by this slide. In fact, there are 4 main assumptions for pair t-test to be applicable. 1, the dependent variable must be continuous. For example, we want to study whether a coaching is effective or not, whether a medicine is effective or not, whether training is effective or not. In that case, what we do, we take a sample of respondents, sample of suppose patients who are given medicine. So the values of their health indicator is taken prior to giving that medicine, and after giving that medicine, we take, for an example, after 1 week or 2 week of giving that medicine, we further take their values of some indicators, health indicators. Then we compare these 2 values, like one which was prior to giving that dose, and another one post giving that dose. Those 2 values are. So the health independent variable here is health indicator value. That is dependent value. That is dependent on the medicine. So those values should be measurable on interval or ratio scale. I mean, those values should be accurate, like temperature in thermometer 96.8, 99.3 or 99, 98, which should be meaningful values, right? Another observation is another assumption is the observations are independent of one another. Both observations should be, all the observations should be independent of each other. Third assumption is the dependent variable should be approximately normally distributed. There should not be any outlier. Those values should be normally distributed, neither too big value nor too small value. That should be there. Then now let's understand little deeper what pair t-test is. The paired sample t-test is used to determine whether the mean difference between 2 sets of observations is 0. That is what we test in pair t-test. For example, measuring effect of coaching, training, or medicine. What we test, we make hypothesis that there is no effect of training, coaching, medicine. That means mean difference between 2 sets of observations is 0. In pair t-test, each subject or entity is measured twice. That's how then we can compare those 2 values, resulting in pairs of observations. That means if there are students, same students are measured twice. Students, say Ravi, his performance before coaching and his performance after coaching. A student, for example, Reena, her performance before coaching, her performance after coaching. So every subject, every respondent is measured twice. That is what here. That means for Ravi we have paired values, for Reena we have paired values. And interestingly, this paired t-test is known as dependent sample t-test, t-test for repeated measures, or t-test for matched samples apart from the paired t-test. Now let's see what the statistic, what paired t-test statistic is, how the formula goes. It is given before you. T is equal to d bar minus mu d upon sd upon root n. Just recall, as I told you earlier, statistic is always difference upon standard error. So in numerator side we can see the difference and denominator is standard error. Difference is d bar minus mu d. D bar here denotes difference of sample means. Mu d denotes difference of population means, which we always make assume to be 0 as an hypothesized value, which says there is no difference between the two means. That means mu d has to be 0 under h naught. So and the denominator side we can see SD is standard deviation of difference, whereas n is sample size. So that is what the test statistic is. Now let's see how the hypothesis go. Here null hypothesis assumes that the true mean difference, that is mu d, is equal to 0. So h naught is in numerical form h naught a colon mu d is equal to 0, and for that we have 3 alternative hypothesis choices. 1, mu d is not equal to 0. Another, mu d is greater than 0. Still another, mu d is less than 0. When mu d is not equal to 0, we test for two-tailed t statistic. When mu d is greater than 0, it is right tail test, and when mu d is less than 0, it is left tail test. Now let's see an example, how we work out this example. There are 10 soldiers who visited the rifle range for 2 successive weeks, once every week. Their scores in the first and second weeks were like soldier from 1 to 10, week 1 score, week 2 score, here we can see that is given. Test if there is any significant difference or say any significant improvement. This problem talks about improvement, not significant difference. That means for alternative hypothesis to be greater than sign. Test if there is any significant improvement in the performance of soldiers at 5% level of significance, or whether the training is effective at 5% level of significance or not. We have to check it. Now let's see how the process of hypothesis testing goes. In step 1, we state null and alternative hypothesis. So null hypothesis is mu1 is equal to mu2. That means mu1 minus mu2 equal to 0. That means mu d is equal to 0. Whereas the alternative hypothesis is mu1 is less than mu2. That means mu2 minus mu1 is greater than 0. That is with greater than sign. If we make it difference we bring here the minus sign. Mu2 minus mu1 is equal to 0. Sorry, is greater than 0. That will be alternative hypothesis. Here we can see na, HA is mu1 is lesser than mu2. Mu2 is taken after giving the treatment. That means mu2 minus mu1 is greater than 0. That is the alternative hypothesis. Opposite null hypothesis, that is mu2 minus mu1 is equal to 0. Step 2 is level of significance, which is given here in this problem, that is 5%. Now we can calculate critical value. Since n is 10, that is less than 30. So this is t-test. There are paired values, so it is paired t-test. Now since alternative hypothesis is mu1 minus mu2, mu1 is lesser than mu2, that is left tail test. So with minus sign, if we make it mu2 is greater than mu1, that will be in fact a right tail test with plus sign. So that doesn't make any difference. And when we find out the critical value for level of significance 5% and different degree of freedom to be n minus 1, that is 10 minus 1, 9, and this value comes out minus 1.83, that we can check here in this graph. Here this is what degree of freedom is, that is 9, and this is level of significance, that is 0.05 for one tail test. So here the intersection value is 1.833. So that is how we found out the value of T critical. Step 4, here we compute the value of T statistic. This is the table given before you. First 3 columns are given in the problem. Soldiers from 1 to 10 and their score of 1 week, then a score of 2 week. What we do, then we compare. I mean, we calculate a difference of column 1, that is week 1 score, from column 2, that is week 2 score, which is denoted as small d. That is first column minus second column, which produces these values. Then we calculate summated value of the difference of column 1 and column 2, that is sigma d, sigma small d, that is equal to minus 50. Then what we do, we calculate deviations from this mean value when we calculate mean of differences, that is d bar. Here d bar is calculated as sigma d upon n, that gives you the value minus 50 upon 10, that produces minus 5. So now in next column we calculate the deviations, that is small d minus d bar. We have calculated minus 5 as d bar, and deviations are given in column 3. So we in fourth column we calculate d minus d bar, which we denote as capital D. So the values of capital D in fifth column is so for soldier 1 this is minus 3 minus 5, which produces 2. Similarly we have produces all these values. Then further in the last column we calculate d square, capital D square here, and these are the squares of all the values for capital D in column 5. So these values are here. Now we calculate sigma capital D square, and this produces 482 total, 482 sigma D square. Now as the test statistic goes, we calculate further several values of test statistic, that is given over here. Standard deviation of differences, that is SD, is equal to under root sigma d square upon n minus 1. This is in fact standard deviation of differences. So value of sigma d square here is 481. So under root 481 upon 10 minus 1, that produces 7.3. Now what is given in the problem? Value of n, that is sample size, that is 10. Mu d, that is mu1 minus mu2, which under null hypothesis is equal to 0. We put all these values here, then we find that the for test statistic t equal to d bar minus mu d upon sd upon root n. We put all these values. D bar is minus 5, mu d is 0, so minus 5 minus 0 is numerator upon denominator. SD is calculated as 7.3, so that is here upon root n is 10. So that value comes out to be 2 minus 2.17. So now we can see here in the graph where this calculated value of t falls. So here this is the critical value of t, that is minus 1.833, whereas before that is the rejection region. So your calculated value minus 2.17 falls into the rejection region. That means your null hypothesis will be rejected because t calculated, that is minus 2.17, is a greater value than minus 1.833. Minus sign just denotes the side of this value. Since this is left tail test, that's why minus sign is here. So how the decision will be written? Since the calculated value of t is greater than the critical value of t, so it falls into the rejection region, hence we reject the null hypothesis. How we will write conclusion? Conclusion will be written as there are enough evidences to support the alternative hypothesis, so we can conclude that there is significant improvement in the performance of the soldiers. Hence, the training is effective. Learners, that's how we will be working out problems related to paired t-test. I think you would have clarified the doubts related to paired t-test. If it is so, then please subscribe, share the knowledge, and you can like this video as well. Thank you so much, learners.